How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffle Rowlett, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a brand new piece of information to cover. Basically, there is a report now that there's going to be a new direct on the 16th, according to Mug. And now, Mug has in the past also said there's going to be directs. He's been right and wrong, I think, a few times. I cannot recall, because honestly, there's so much shit that happens nowadays in terms of leaks and rumors and that sort of stuff, that honestly, it's kind of impossible to really, know for 100% certainty. But April the 16th, sorry, not January the 16th, which would be on a Thursday, is actually a reasonable time frame. It's a reasonable time frame for when we usually see Nintendo drop new information and, new Nintendo Directs. Also, a January Direct makes a lot of sense. I mean, let's be honest. They've done it for, the last few years, and I can actually search this up if you guys want me to. Nintendo Direct list. I think we look at the list here, we can actually see, when they did these, because they've always pretty much done one in January. There's usually always one in January. So let's check real quick how the kind of time frame has been like. So here we are at the past, really far back. This was 2012 when they started doing directs. But if we go forward a little bit, so here it is. So there was a Pokemon Direct 2013. There was a Pokemon Direct in January, on the 8th of January, actually. So they did that one there. They did a Wii U Direct on the 23rd of January. So there's another one. Then there was one on February, a normal Direct. Then there was a few more throughout those months. Then if we go over to 2014. Let's see if there was one for 2014 real quick. So 2014, they skipped there. So there was not one, because that's because, though, they did one in December. So there was none in December, which means they did one in, there was none in January because they did one in December. Which now, if we think about it, we didn't have one in January. Sorry, we didn't have one in December. We didn't have one in November. And I think the last one, there was none in October either. The last one was September, I'm pretty sure, right? That was the last Direct we've actually had in recent time now, if you guys think about it. It's been well over 3 months now, almost 3.5 months. Or give or take almost 4 months if you think about when the last one was dropped. But we'll actually do the calculations in a second. You continue going up here, 2014, till the end of 2014, they did one Nintendo Direct here, 2014, in November, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this was November and October and September as well. They did non-stop here. And then they did one on the 14th of January here, as you guys can see. The 14th of January, they did another one. And here you go, 2015, they did a Direct there in January, and here's here's just a continuation. Let's get to 2016, so 2016 is up here. So 2016 is where they didn't do one, because the reason there, though, is because they did a Smash Final presentation thing in, the end of 2015, and also this is the era when we're introducing, we're getting away from the Wii U and whatnot, and we're slowly getting to the, whatchamacallit, we're getting to the Switch, so to say, right? So there was less stuff here in general. But then as we come in here, you guys can, generally see, where we've gone with this, right? So we had, in 2017, on the 18th of January, we had a Direct. Then as we keep going up here, 2018, I think we had one. Yes, 11th of, we had a mini Direct on the 11th. Of January, and I think now this is 2018, so 2019, I cannot remember if we had one. I think we didn't. Did we? No, we didn't. No, we did not. No, we did. We had a Smash Direct in 2018. No, sorry, that's the 11th. Jeez. So no, we didn't have anything. We didn't have a Direct in last year on January, but that's because I guess we had one in November, so the time frame made sense. It wasn't too far away or anything like that, so it basically made more sense to have one there. So that to me seems reasonable. But yeah, so we had one in February and another one in February. So we had a Nintendo Direct and then a Pokemon Direct, which made sense, right? Because they had to announce a bunch of general stuff and then Mario Maker, whatever the hell. And then Pokemon, of course, came, with its own Direct later on there. So yeah, in terms of possibility, right, I just wanted to show all of this, as for the reason of, how likely it is. I mean, this is a singular tweet, right? So, we can't just be, going here oh, this is it, this is the be-all, end-all of everything, right? This is, this proves that it's gonna happen. It's never guaranteed, okay? It's always a bit of an up and down, with these sort of things. It's always a bit of an up and down. You never really know 100%. It's never guaranteed. But there's a high chance based on previous history, right? And the fact that we, think about this, okay? We have not had a Direct, okay? We've not had a Direct in almost 4 months now. And if this one happens, right? When was the last one? I think we just had it right here. So the last one was in September, okay? The 4th of September. It's already been 4 months. Wait. So let's see. September. So all of September, right? Then, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's been 4 months. It's literally been almost, straight up 4 months now, right? since we've had a actual direct, right? And it's gonna be 4.5 months if it ends up being on the 16th, which, man, like, what's happening at Nintendo, bro? Where's the news? Where's the news, man? We've been missing the news, because it's been dry. I mean, honestly, what do we know for, like, next year, guys? Let's be honest, right? What do we actually know about for, like, this upcoming year? Or, like, what do we know about, I don't know, like what's actually coming, you know, like what do we know is actually coming, you know, this upcoming year, besides like one thing, which is Animal Crossing, right? We know for a fact Animal Crossing is guaranteed this year, right? That's all we really know, and maybe like some minuscule, smaller, like indie titles and stuff, but other than that, we just really know about, well, that's it. That's it. Animal Crossing. That's the only big title that we can think of, right? There's no Pokemon confirmed for, like, you know, for this year just yet, which probably will be announced later during the year. Because if it's a remake this year, which we are expecting Diamond Pearl remake, that's usually announced during like the E3 time, like before E3 in like May, April, give or take, that around that time. That's when they announce, like, remakes and stuff, so it's gonna be a while for us to wait until we get a Pokemon announcement, but, you know, like, there's nothing else, like, you know, Breath of the Wild is still in development, like, when we saw it, like, what, this year, I think, or, was it this year, like, sorry, last year, like, 2019, was that when we saw Breath of the Wild announced? Because I think that's, like, Breath of the Wild 2 announced, so, like, that's not gonna happen probably this year, unless they you know, because it's a sequel, maybe it's gonna be done faster, because they already have assets and stuff done, so, like, in all honesty, like, what are we really, like, what do we really know? We know nothing, like, right? So it makes a lot of sense for us to get a big, and I mean a big direct to kick off the year now in January. It makes a lot of sense. It is logical, it fits in with the theme of what they've been doing for the past few years, and I don't see an issue. So yeah, if that's all the info you wanted, that is generally it though, guys. I have a few other rumors I'm going to cover for you guys, some really interesting stuff that I think you guys will want to see, like, videos on and that sort of stuff. But if you guys want to see, like, you know, me cover a few other things, let me know, because there's been a few other people that have been posting dates. I think another one that I saw, another, like, rumor said, like, January the 8th, which I don't think is possible, because if it was January the 8th, that would be on a Wednesday, and I feel like they would need to have announced it on, like, this last Friday, like, yesterday on Friday. They should have announced it by then, so I don't know if, like, I don't know, maybe, like, but I feel like the 16th makes the most sense, because it's a Thursday, right? So they have a lot of time to announce it on the Monday, you know, like, next week, like, you know, on the 13th, which would be the Monday. They announce it on the Monday, then on the 16th, you know, which would be the Thursday, we just get the direct, and we get all the information, and then we go into the weekend, right? Which is just kind of, like, perfect. We go into Friday, and then the weekend, right? So to me, it makes a lot more sense for us to get, like, an actual direct on the 16th rather than earlier than that. Now, as for Pokemon, okay, you're probably here on this channel for Pokemon mainly. You want Pokemon information. Well, here's the thing. How likely is it that we're going to get any Pokemon information? Well, there is one chance, okay, and the most likely Pokemon information we're going to get, and I'm going to tell you that it's not about the games, really. Like, it is about the games, but it is not about the actual gameplay aspect of the games, right? It's more about trading, okay? And what I mean by trading is Pokemon Home, okay? I think we're gonna get more information on Pokemon Home in this direct of this month, which I think it's guaranteed we're gonna get a direct this month. It just makes a lot of sense, okay? Like, it makes a lot of sense. We haven't had a direct for over 4 months now, okay? Over 4 months. It's been nothing. It's been just silent from Nintendo's side. I mean, you can see here, literally, the 4th of September was the last one. It's been ages. It's been literally ages since then, guys. Like, we need more content. It's been, I mean, honestly, it's been really long. So it makes a lot of sense for them to announce, like, you know, for them to give us a new one. And on top of that, for Pokemon, it's going to be Pokemon Home. And if you don't know what Pokemon Home is, if I'm just going to, like, search it up and give you a bit of a general, like, idea of what it might be. Let's see if we have, like, an official website thing about it. So no, there's no website thing about it, but let's see here. So, Pokemon Home is an upcoming cloud service for iOS, Android, and the Nintendo Switch. It was announced at the Pokemon 2019 press conference on May 29th, 2019. It will be released in early 2020. It allows one-way transfer of Pokemon. So this is the annoying part, right? It's a one-way transfer, so there's no going back, and that's really annoying to me. From Pokemon Bank, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, and Pokemon Go. It allows two-way transfer to and from Pokemon Sword and Shield for Pokemon in the Galar regional decks. Players will be able to trade Pokemon online using the service, including through the mobile client. Players can also view rankings, distribution regulations, and event calendars, replacing the Pokemon global link, which to me is just, I feel like why would you get rid of that? Like, could you have just kept that? Like, I don't know, man. But for me, honestly, like, the excitement for Pokemon Home is, like, insignificant, because if you can, like, the Pokédex in Galar is tiny. It's already tiny, and you can get every single Pokemon with a snap of a finger, okay? There's really no reason for transferring Pokemon unless there is, like, specific Pokemon that you really love, like, you loved from your previous games. But, like, so many are missing that it's a high chance the ones you loved having from your old game will not be even transferable. So I will tell you right now, if you want to have your Pokemon, like, in Sword and Shield, but they're not in the actual game, like, they don't exist in Sword and Shield, don't transfer them to Pokemon Home, because they'll be stuck there, and there is a small chance, and we don't know about this yet, but this is what happened with Pokemon Bank, where they can delete your Pokemon. They can delete your Pokemon if you stop paying for the service, right? And I've seen people who love, you know, their Pokemon, like, they've caught over the years, right? For several decades, for, like, you know, 2 decades now, they've caught Pokemon, they've kind of, like, collected them, right? And they put them in bank, and whenever they like just forget about paying for bank, or they just, you know, just like, I don't know, something happens basically, they end up in a shitter because they lose all their Pokemon for reasons. So just keep that in mind, okay? But yeah, for Pokemon on this Direct that's upcoming, most likely, I mean, it's not guaranteed, it's just a rumor, okay? But if it is happening, it's going to be Pokemon Home announcement, okay? They're going to give us an exact date for release, I guess, which I think we might already have. I mean, it says like early 2020, but I guess February would make a lot of sense for it to be like actually released. Something like that, like, make a lot of sense to me. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the end of the video, guys. If you did enjoy, drop a like down below. I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day, and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out.